What's up, Black family? This is Super Mike 2164. Real quick rant. What's pissing me off right now is the fact that we have so many brothers and sisters who subscribe to the current mindset of African spirituality or African first or African centered thinking, but they do it without understanding that they're doing it like old people do religion, blindly, dogmatically. I'm on Facebook, a member of a group. Number one, just a little bit about me. I was born and raised in Detroit. My family, my father was a member of the Shrine of the Black Madonna, which is a African-centered Christian, Black Christian nationalist group, BCN. So I went to that school. Then my mom, when I was about 8 years old, joined Nation of Islam. So I was raised in the Nation of Islam. So I went from Black Christian nationalist, born and raised in the Nation of Islam. So I've been basically in blackness all my life. And I teach my children this, all that. Swahili, Abaragani, my middle name's Akiba, all that. So the point is, today, Africans supposed to hate Muslims. And they claim that we got introduced to Islam the same way that that we in America got introduced to Christianity through slavery. And this is absolutely false. The slave trades that were going on with the Arabs. Arab is different than Islam. The reason why you have to specify that is because those slave trades were going on before the Quran even came. So those slave trades were going on in that northern part of, those were trade routes. And then the type of slavery that we had in America is the first time that has ever happened. Chattel slavery. It's a totally different type of slavery. In those times, anybody could be enslaved. Just read the book, The Richest Man in Babylon. Read that book. It's about financial literacy. But in that time, it was slavery over there in Iraq. So the thing is, we got a totally different mindset when we're talking about this type of slavery. I guess that's why they mad, because somebody told them about slavery thing, and it's anti-religion thing, it's an atheist thing. But Africa has many different religions, spiritual systems, and even bona fide straight up religions. So I don't understand why is it so important that these people stay mad at all Muslims? If you want to be mad at the Arabs or the Muslims who did slavery, do so. I don't have a problem with that. Specify. But when we got Timbuktu, we look at Timbuktu, Mali Empire, Songhai Empire. You know, these people were Muslims, the Moors of Spain. They're good and bad, that you can find in all of it. Even in the African religions, there's good and bad you can find in all of it. So a lot of y'all need to get off of that shit, because you're talking about it's Muslims or religion divides, but as soon as somebody mentions or says something about what they're dealing with, or it makes a comment, y'all want to demonize religion. That's divisive. That's fine. If you want to divide, just don't pretend like your shit ain't divisive either, because that's how you're operating. So, that's just pretty much all I got to say on that subject. I mean, I'm a Muslim in the Nation of Islam, so I don't, I subscribe to the facts, the truth, science, mathematics. That's our religion. So if you find some truth, you tell me that truth, that's my religion, the truth. Now, we call it Islam because that's what our teacher taught us to call it. And that's my community. You don't quit your community just because you were mistaken about how you understood a thing and now correction has come. So my point is I think that's very important because when you try to pretend like, even the Christian, you try to pretend like black people have not subscribed to various religious systems, Christian, Muslim, Hebrew, and Voodoo. You got Ifa. You got all of these different systems. Even Buddhism and all this other stuff black folks deal with. That I'm not, Asian stuff, Eastern stuff. These are people's spiritual systems. When you try to make Afrocentric religious exclusive if you make Afrocentric the enemy of all religions, you have set yourself up as another religion. That's like me saying, oh, you can't be black and be a Muslim. You can't be black and be a Republican. It's like you can't if you're going to say that African is black, or you can say the original people, it doesn't matter what those original people practice as a spiritual system. You can't, because if you're setting up your African-centered mentality around that, you can't pretend like the people who engage in that system can't choose a religion. Because you got Americans who are Christians, Muslims, Buddhists, Taoists, Satanists, all of that. But they're still Americans, and some of them still white. So they hold all these various classifications. So African-centered people who they set themselves up, I think you're setting up you're setting up African-centrism to be attacked, and you're setting yourself up for that. But I don't even think y'all see that. But it don't matter. But I don't necessarily say I'm African-centered, because I think the whole planet is ours. That's how I'm taught. Africa is our throne land, not just our homeland. I'm black first, and we occupy this planet. And so, that's how I look at it. It's a little rant. Bam.